Hi! Hey everyone! Welcome to A Journey with Jenney, and today I'm going to be sharing about the vibe for 2025. If you can hear the song in the background, it's kind of my theme song, at least for this month. I just recently heard it and I really like it. It's called Grow, Glow, Flow by Oracle Vibes. So I'm really looking forward to this. I am trying to do a Instagram live as well, but my Wi-Fi is not good, so let me turn it off. Okay, let me. Some technical difficulties. Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Journey with Jenney. And today I'm actually live on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. So excuse me if I'm going to be like looking back and forth. So in today's video, I want to talk about the vibe for 2025 because honestly, for me, oh my, sorry. 2025, if you just heard that lyric, it's all about the no. No, saying no more often, saying no to the things that don't matter, saying no to the people that have no space in our lives. And yeah, I love this song. So when it starts from the beginning, I think I'm going to maybe sing it in a bit. So we'll see. But what I want to share is, 2024 was really challenging for me. 2024 really pushed me to grow and expand in a way that I didn't anticipate. A lot of things happened and I just had to keep dealing with it. So the great thing is it's 2025, it's a fresh new year, and I currently am living in Denver, Colorado. So I left Boston, although I have a little piece of Boston right here. Run, Boston, run. I have some milk tea. So yeah, I mean, Boston will always be home. It's always going to be a part of who I am. I'm as grounded and active and educated because of Boston, and I'll never lose touch of that part of me. However, I think for me, Boston was a little constricting. It was kind of limiting for me personally, just because for the things that I'm interested in, for the things that I believe in, for the things that I want, unfortunately, Boston is just not the right space for that. So I'm really grateful right now to have relocated here to Denver, Colorado. And in just 2 weeks, I'm actually going to be up in the mountains, which is really what drew me here. The mountains were calling, and I kept wondering which mountains are calling. And that's when I realized, let's give Colorado a try. People ask me like, how many days, like, did you visit it first and everything? And it was like, nope. To be honest, um, I probably have cumulatively visited Denver maybe 1 week in total across a decade. So I think it was almost exactly 10, hold on, 11 or 12 years ago. My friends and I flew to Denver, Colorado, and we spent like 4 days here, I think, 4 or 5 days. And we went to Breckenridge, we went to Vail, and I hated Vail, loved Breckenridge. So again, that's kind of what drew me here. I was like, oh, I remember how great Breckenridge was. I loved it. I just loved the powder. I loved the trees and glades that I found. I just loved snowboarding there. So um, in the back of my head, becoming a snowboard instructor has been on the top of my list for maybe 5 to 8 years. It's always been in the back of my head, like, oh, wouldn't it be great to just become a snowboard instructor? Wouldn't it be great to just go to the mountains? Wouldn't it be great? And circumstances just never really allowed me to. I will say though, for like about 3 years, I did volunteer with Youth Enrichment Services in Boston, which I highly recommend if you guys are passionate about snowboarding or skiing. They teach over 800 kids from the inner city. Kids who wouldn't otherwise have the means to learn how to ski and snowboard, and for a very low rate. I think it was like, I don't know if they changed the pricing, but like for $50, that included the lift ticket, the rentals, all the gear you need, and even if the kids didn't have any, sometimes they even had soft goods, right? Mittens and hats and jackets, like really trying to remove all barriers to snow sports, because for any of you who do it, it's an expensive sport. Like you have to have gear, and gear, it has to be fitted, and especially if you're young, you grow out of things so quickly. And I started learning snowboarding when I was in high school, and at that time I remember um Pat's Peak. I mean, bless Pat's Peak. It was a great beginner mountain because I don't know how much the tickets are now, but I think when I first started way back when, tickets were like $25 or $30. Maybe it went up to $40, but it was called Pops. Pop under the wait. Pops? Okay, I don't remember what it stands for, but more or less at Pat's Peak at nighttime for like $30, $40, they included rentals, lift ticket, even snow tubing, and I don't remember if it included the boots or not, but you know what I mean? Like it was so cheap, it was so easy. So, and it's only like 90 minutes from Boston. So we would drive after school, we would stay the whole night, and yeah, I mean, it was tough because it's nighttime and it's cold, and East Coast mountains are super icy, especially if there's not a lot of snow or it's just so cold. So anyways, I'm here in Colorado because I want to become a snowboard instructor next year. It's a little too late this season, but I haven't been snowboarding for a while, so this is my opportunity to. I got the Epic Local Pass, and I'll be up in Summit County. So basically, my goal this year is 60 days this season. Yes, you heard that right. 60. I am hoping to snowboard 60 days this season. And even if I only get 30 days, like I think in Boston, the best season I ever had was like, I think I went 36 days that season. And for East Coast mountains, that was ridiculously hard. Anybody who wanted to go snowboarding knew if they wanted to go, they could just message me and I was down. I went Thanksgiving, I went Christmas, I went New Year's, I went Valentine's Day, I went weekdays, weekends. It was like, I was obsessed. I wanted to go as much as I could. And then also for 2 seasons, I volunteered through Yes, and I learned how to become a snowboard instructor, and I taught kids how to snowboard, and they were so cute. They were some of them were great and they just were so enthusiastic about it and they were just bombing down the mountains. Others were like, some of them were not there by choice. Maybe their parents signed them up, or maybe they thought snowboarding was going to be easier than it was. And, to start, skiing is a lot easier than snowboarding. Snowboarding, unfortunately, you're going to fall. It is tough. You have to be tough in return. So, anyways, what's the vibe for 2025? Why am I in Colorado? What am I doing here? It's a fresh slate. And I do want to read a little bit of, I'll pull it up. I drove across the country from Boston all the way here. And part of this relocation for me is to follow my heart's desire. So I wish I pulled the card. I didn't. Anyway, so the angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting me as my dreams become a reality. And so, what does my heart desire? Like, why am I here? I'm trying to. There we go. Love, community, growth, purpose, a life and dreams fulfilled. I am following my heart and I'm looking for what I'm looking for, and I know what that is. I see it vividly in my mind. I very much know what I don't want, and so I'm very much welcoming now what I do want. And part of being in Colorado is creating events again, putting my events planner hat back on. It's creating gatherings and events, snowboarding trips, going to Meow Wolf, going to hot springs, traveling around, exploring Colorado, seeing what there is to offer. And tomorrow I'll be going to Breckenridge to see the snow sculpture competition and finally going snowboarding again. I haven't gone in years because I left my gear in California when I went back to Boston. So I was like, I don't have anything. Not that I want to snowboard in the East Coast anymore. Sorry, guys. But anyways, right? Time flies. So I'll be snowboarding at Keystone tomorrow, and I'm really excited to dust off my snowboard. I'm waxing it in the moment and edging it, making sure I tune my board, making sure it's gonna be in the best condition it can be. I kind of digress, so let me go back to what I was gonna read. I want to be a coach again. I want to be a connector. I want to help people grow and be happier, live better lives. I want to plan events that bring people together and connect them with others in a meaningful way. I want to build community of like-minded, open-hearted, and spiritually guided people. I'm looking for people. I'm finding people where we can support each other's growth and dreams. And for the time being, I'm kind of staying put, right? I'm not traveling the world, gallivanting, just traveling, right? I'm staying put here in Colorado for a period of time, and I am rooting myself. I'm choosing to call this home because already, it's only been less than a month and I already feel Colorado is more home to me than Boston and California. I lived in Cali for 3 years, and while I loved how beautiful it was not the right environment for me to thrive. It was a great environment for me to play. So in this season, in 2025, it's about growth. It's about sharing our wisdom with the world and our love with others, because the reality is I have a lot of love to give. So This is why I made the conscious decision to settle down in Colorado for a while. It's an outdoors enthusiast paradise, you know, it's bountiful in nature and fresh air. So far, the people are chill and open minded and super accepting, and I'm getting along with them. I'm sharing about myself and they're sharing about themselves, and we're sharing about our passions and we're learning about each other. Um, there's so many people with different interests here. And of course, I always, wherever I go, hope to find great people with dogs because I love them so much and they love me. And um, there's two German shepherds downstairs, and they're the cutest things ever. Yeah, his bark is scary, but you know what I mean? Like, they're love bugs and they just want their bellies to be rubbed, and they just want to cuddle near you, and they just want you to scratch their ears and scratch their bellies and give them attention, and they hope to get scraps of food, right? But like, no, I'm not gonna be giving you food. It's ouch. I like fell asleep. Sorry, guys. Anyways, so yeah, I'm here for good energy and high vibrations. So far, so good. Um, I had a road trip, and on my road trip, you know, I had a lot of time for quiet contemplation about what I wanted, about why I was doing this relocation, why Colorado. Um, and obviously, with so much time on my road trip, you know, I was calling people and sharing with them, right? Sharing with my friends and family about this, and everyone's super supportive because, you know, they just could tell I wasn't happy in Boston. As much as Boston is where my closest friends and family are, it's not not the space for me to thrive and grow, not in the way that I really want to. So as sad as I was to leave special people behind, I have to go where I have to go. So um yeah, in 2025, this year, tomorrow, I'm looking forward to snowboarding. I've been snowboarding now for, oh, I'm going to age myself. I've been snowboarding for 20 years. So I was like, I'm so old. I've been snowboarding for 20 years. And now I want to become a snowboard instructor for next season, next year. And I'm really looking forward to that. Now I'm trying to find what's going to be my home mountain. Where do I want to become a snowboard instructor? Where do I want to be based in? And I love the mountains here so far. So I'm looking forward to snowboarding again and finding all the powder stashes and playing and having fun and just feeling alive under the sun. It's so great. It's the most exhilarating experience ever. So I'll be obviously like live streaming, recording, sharing on my social media when I start snowboarding again, and doing tips and tricks and lessons because I want to make sure I create content for my YouTube channel in particular, to be giving tips to people about snowboarding, like where should you go, how do you do it, that whole shebang. So, but also I'm excited to do all my other passions: bachata dancing, shuffling, poi dancing, playing volleyball. I don't know if I'll play volleyball here. I mean, maybe indoor volleyball, but you know, eating good food. So far, the food has been good in Denver. I am pleasantly surprised, and yeah, just eating good food, exploring Colorado. Oh, hi! Thanks for joining. Um, so, what's really important for me in 2025 is trusting my inner voice and acting on it every single time. And in the past, you know, like intuitively, I might have known something was wrong, you know, something suspicious, like something doesn't add up here. And yet I would just overlook that sometimes, and I would agree to things even though there's small nuggets kind of trying to tell me like, I don't know if this is the right thing for you. And now, if it's not a hell yes, I'm sorry to be swearing, I don't know if that's allowed, but if it's not a freaking heck yes, it's a no. It's a no, no, no. So if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. I encourage you to follow a similar choice making process, because what I found is if there's any inkling of doubt, if there's some resistance, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the energy. It's not worth, I mean, it's just the energy, right? It takes a lot of energy to agree to do things. And if you don't want to do it, don't agree to it. So that's definitely my biggest mantra for this year. It's saying no to more things, because my time and energy is valuable and I want to make sure I use it for the best things possible, which is what I'm going to be sharing about shortly. So for me, even amongst all the chaos, even amongst all the obstacles, even amongst anything that the universe is throwing my way, I see the path clearly. Like, I see where I want to go. I see what I want to do. I see what kinds of people are important to me. What kinds of community do I want to build? I see it very clearly. It's clear as day. And even with turbulence, right? Even with overheated engines, even with people lying to me, even with ads coming on during my stream, it's gonna be smooth sailing for me. And sorry, of course I had to get a YouTube ad right now in this moment. Okay, sorry guys. So even with turbulence, for me, it's gonna be smooth sailing. And others people told me, right, like, wow, I can't believe you're doing a solo cross country road trip. That must be so scary, and you're going by yourself, and you're a woman. You're a woman. I always hear that, right? Like, I can't believe you're doing that. You're a woman. And I'm just like, geez, what? Just because, like, I'm a woman, I can't go somewhere by myself? I can't do something by myself? Like, I can do everything a man can do, literally everything, and maybe even more, because, all right, let's not get into that. But anyways, there's just been some things that have been happening, especially in this last month, that like irk me so much. And this is not the video for a rant. However, if you know me, you know I have been sharing and I have been sharing, and I'm always vocal, and I'm always going to blast people when there are things that are just unjust and not right and immoral and dishonest and maybe even plain downright manipulative. I just, no tolerance, zero tolerance policy right here. So just announcing that to the world. If you are not going to be respectful of women, if you're not going to be respectful of me, if you're not going to be respectful of the people I care about, and if you're not going to just be an adult about it and have a conversation and talk it out, like, I have no interest in dealing with people who act like children when we're grown adults. So for others, a solo cross-country road trip may be daunting and dangerous, but for me, it's not. It doesn't take courage. It's not that hard to do. Literally, it just takes drive, and I simply have the drive to do the drive, and it's super cathartic. It's super peaceful. It's super enjoyable for me. Maybe not like this trip, because it felt like anything could go wrong went wrong. Everything that could test me tested me, and Everything I planned went out the window. So that was challenging, but I made it. I made it to Colorado in one piece. I'm alive. I survived. Thank goodness. Literally for 2 days back to back, I drove 21 hours 2 days in a row. That was not smart. However, I had places to get to, like people to meet, places I paid a lot of money for. I mean, I had two non-refundable hotels. I regret it. I'm never booking hotels in advance again. No, just not worth it. Because I tried calling it, it's not worth it. I couldn't make it in time. Physically impossible. Stranded in Canada for 11 days, guys. That was crazy. What universe? What are you doing to me? Crazy. So, as difficult as that road trip was, I was very eager and I was very happy, and I felt happy to just plan my trip, right? Like, even before I left Boston, I was already so excited. I was messaging people, I was following up, I was researching, I was booking, and I had the entire itinerary memorized. If you ask me, it was 16 days. It was New York, and it was gotta be Montreal, and then it was Toronto. It was Chicago, Oklahoma City, Santa Fe. I was super excited for Santa Fe. I have a mentor there, and I really wanted to see her. And then it was 4 days in Denver, and then it was. Did I stop in Utah? No, it was Vegas, and then it was gonna be Orange County, my destination, and or not Orange County, LA. But man, all of that went out the window. I lost 11 days, and I had to rush to California in like 3 days. I had 16 days worth of driving crammed into 3 days in a new car to me. It was madness. It was super madness. So, I was super happy planning it, the anticipation of the happiness that I expected. So there's a quote that I had seen. It was, "My happiness uplifts the entire world and radiates healing energy wherever I go." And the mentor I mentioned from Santa Fe, she had written me a birthday card last year. And in the card, she said to me, "May you discover your heart's desire." So that is my mantra for this year. That's my goal for 2025. That's the vibe. It's about manifesting my dreams. It's about following my heart. It's about listening to my intuition and letting me do everything my heart desires. And for this road trip in particular, it was a clean slate for me to be who I really want to be, like authentically me, like 100% Jenney. Like what you're seeing right now is 100% Jenney. And I get to go back to my roots. I get to go back to what I love. I get to go back to snowboarding and creating events and bringing community together and just eating good food and hanging out and having fun and loving life. And new for me is creating a home of my choosing, creating a home I feel comfortable in, that I feel safe and warm in, that I want to invite others to, that I want to welcome others to, that I want to host. And yeah, I'm really seeing it as a real possibility here. I'm really excited for all of that. And I'm finding the environments where I will thrive and hopefully find like-minded people that I can emotionally connect with, because that to me is probably the most important thing in the world. I love to go deep with people. I love to get to know people. I love to learn all about them. If you know me, you know how crazy I am. And I will remember the smallest details. I will remember the first time we met, maybe, hopefully. But you know what I mean? I'll remember the adventures we had, the places we saw, the laughs that we had. Like, oh, I feel a little bit emotional right now. But I just, the people who are so dear to me, gosh, I didn't think I was going to get emotional. Jeez. Like, the people who are really dear to me, I just love them to the moon and back. Funny. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That's funny. I did not think I was going to cry. That's not the purpose of this stream, but whatever. So I want to explore all of Colorado, travel to the far ends of it, and I want to experiment different things. I want to try new things. I want to go new places, and I want to find and discover a place that I would be happy to call home, and my own happiness and my heart's desire. So I'm trying to see where this song is right now. So I was saying, oh, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put this song up now. And I'm going to start it from the beginning. If it don't help me grow, I don't need it. If it don't help me glow, I don't see it. If it don't help me flow, let it go. 2025, it's all about the now. I've been working, I've been building on my peace, clearing out the noise, yeah, my clothes unleashed. Every step intentional, every move divine. If it don't align, then it's wasting my time. I'm in my lane, no room for distractions. Only keeping what adds to my satisfaction. I'm focused, I'm thriving, I'm on a new wave. 2025 is the vibe I crave. Does it help me grow? Does it help me shine? Does it keep my energy moving in line? If it don't, then it's a no from me. I'm protecting my glow and my peace, you see. Grow, flow, flow, that's the vibe. If it don't match, then it don't get my time. Grow, flow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. Grow, flow, that's the vibe. If it don't match that, it don't get my time. Grow, flow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. Cutting off the drama, yeah, I'm moving light. If it doesn't lift me, then it's out of sight. I've got big plans, I'm chasing the dream. If it don't help the hustle, then it's off the team. I'm radiating, I'm shining from within. The circle's getting smaller, but the love is genuine. No room for the fake, I'm letting it go. Grow, flow, yeah, that's all I know. Does it help me grow? Does it help me shine? Does it keep my energy moving in line? If it doesn't, then it's a no from me. I'm protecting my glow and my peace, you see. Grow, flow, flow, that's the vibe. If it don't match, then it don't get my time. Grow, flow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. If it don't help me grow, that's the vibe. If it don't match that, it don't get my time. Grow, glow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. No distractions, no delays. Focused on the path, I'm paving new ways. Anything that don't lift me higher is gone. If it don't help me grow, I'm moving on. If it don't help me grow, I don't need it. If it don't help me glow, I don't see it. If it don't help me flow, let it go. 2025, maybe it's all about the no. So this is the vibe for 2025. It's I guess that's the end. That's weird. Flow,
flow, let's survive. If it don't match, then it don't get my time. Grow, flow,
Okay.
baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. If it don't help me grow, that's the vibe. If it don't match that, it don't get my time. Grow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. No distractions, no delays. Focused on the path, I'm paving new ways. Anything that don't lift me higher is gone. If it don't help me grow, I'm moving on. If it don't help me grow, I don't need it. If it don't help me grow, I don't see it. If it don't help me flow, let it go. 2025, baby, it's all about the no. If it don't help me grow, I don't need it. If it don't help me grow, I see it. If it don't help me flow, let it go. 2025, baby, it's all about the no.
Boom.
If it don't help me grow, I don't need it.
I'm gonna put it back down. All right, so that was Grow, Glow, Flow by Oracle Vibes. So I heard that song and I was like, oh my goodness, 2025, this is my song, this is my mantra. That's what my year is about. It's really about, like, now I'm just gonna pull up the lyrics, right? All right. All right. So if it doesn't help me grow, I don't need it. If it's gonna put me back, why would I include it in my life at all? And yeah, I mean, I think all of us are all searching for inner peace. We all want to feel good. We want to feel good in our bodies. We want to feel good in our souls. We want to feel happy. I don't think I know anybody who genuinely is like, I just want to be sad. I mean, maybe if they're Eeyore, right? They just want to be sad all the time. Like, that makes no sense. Like, for me, 2025, the vibe is growing, glowing, flowing. And if you guys follow me, you know I love to flow arts, right? Doing the poi, dancing, like, it's all energy, it's all flowing, it's all creativity and artistry and expression and dance arts, right? Singing, DJing. So that's new too for me this year. But at the end of the day, it's about expressing ourselves. It's about being true to ourselves. It's about shining in the ways that we want to shine, and like cutting off the drama, like removing people and negative energy out of my life, because I got these big plans. I have things I want to do. I have places I want to go, and if it's going to be in my way, then I don't really want to include it in my life. You know, I want to only have people around me who support me, not people who are going to be jealous or insecure. I mean, I'm done with those. It's just like, you know, you can tell the difference. You can tell if somebody likes you, and you can tell when they don't. Because, or no, it's hard to tell sometimes if they're like being super nice to your face, but then they're fake ass shit behind your back, right? I can't stand those people. I'm consistent. If I like you, I like you, and if I don't like you, I don't like you. And there's very few people I don't like, but if I don't like you, I really don't like you. So, and you're gonna know. I mean, I'll still be nice to you, but because I am a nice person, but I'll be honest to your face. Anything I would say to anybody, I would say to the face of the person I would say it about. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm an open book. I'm super transparent. I'm very consistent. And those are the qualities that I appreciate: consistency, honesty, transparency, humbleness, groundedness, authenticity. And that's what I'm hoping I'll find here in Colorado. I mean, so far so good. So Yeah, grow, glow, flow, that's the vibe. If it don't match that, it doesn't get my time. And 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. If it don't help me grow, if it don't help me grow, that's the vibe. If it don't match that, it don't get my time. Time. Grow, glow, flow, babe. That's the code. 25, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. So it has to help me grow. It has to match that to be worth my time. Grow, glow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. So I like this song. And this kind of segues into the second half of this. Well, it'll be really short now, so sorry, guys. I know I kind of droned on longer than I expected. Um, I'm launching my Serenity Circle again. It's been 2 years. The last time I did it was in Boston, and it was an amazing event. I had some support, minimally, but it was like, you know what I mean? I appreciated it. Like, and then I had enthusiastic speakers and performers. It was amazing. I was super grateful for their level of enthusiasm, and even though I had a very small audience, everybody was super engaged, and they were appreciative, and they came up to me afterwards and they thanked me for sharing and creating this event, because even though we look different, oh no, damn it. Gosh. Okay. I mean, it's just gonna happen. It is what it is, right? Like, this is live. We may look different. We may be different races. We may be different genders. But the human experience is still the human experience. And no matter who we are, no matter who you are, every single person on this planet goes through hardships, happy moments, sad moments. This too shall pass, like, no matter what happens, like, we're born and then we have a childhood and we grow up and then we're adults and then one day we die. These are nature, and there's no escaping nature. And the difference is, as human beings, we have a choice. We always have a choice. We can choose to share and talk and speak up, or we can internalize it and just bottle it up until we explode. And that's kind of what happened to me in my childhood and my youth. But that's why I am the way I am now. Now I'm self-expressed and I share freely and I share openly. And if anybody asks me something, I'll tell them the truth. There's really nothing I have to hide. We all do things we're not proud of. We all have moments of regret. Everybody does. Embarrassment, shame, like, this is to be human. And it sucks to be a woman, honestly. It really does. Like, it's our society in America is just not very kind to women. And it's like doubly harder to have to grow up in a society that marginalizes you, that sexualizes you, that fetishizes you. Because not only am I a woman, I'm an Asian American woman, a minority, and a second generation immigrant, right? Like, I'm grateful to have grown up in Boston. All things regarding, it was a very safe environment. Like, the worst things that could happen to me were, in the grand scheme of things, not that bad. In terms of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I I had my, I had a home, I had a roof over my head, and I had food to eat. My physiological needs, they were all met. But the problem is like my emotional needs, my safety needs, my psychological needs. Oh, they were so neglected. And when you grow up with immigrant parents who don't speak your now new language, because English is my second language, sure, but like my Chinese caps out at like a elementary, maybe middle school level. I can order food and I can talk to my parents about food, but like that's the extent of it. Oh man, I really wanted to stay non-emotional so I can talk about this. Oh, but this is who I am. And I know it only gets easier the more I talk about it. So, as hard as this is for me right now, better to get this out of my system than on stage on March 4th. So, yeah, um, I'm hosting my next Serenity Circle in Denver on Tuesday, March 4th, 2025, this year, obviously. It'll be from 4 to 8 o'clock. Like the first portion, the 4 to 6 o'clock, is going to be like registration, as well as like hopefully I'll have like an area where there will be like tables and booths and people can like walk around and like find information, learn things, hopefully like resources around mental health and suicide prevention, and maybe the speakers or something. I don't really know yet because I'm still looking for a venue. I'm still finding volunteers, hopefully to recruit volunteers and speakers, performers. I've like reached out to some people, but I mean, I've only been in Denver for less than a month now, so I don't really know the area. I don't really know that many people. I'm doing, just a lot of cold reaches out to places. So if you're in the Denver area or know places or know people, like I would be very happy to be connected. So please feel free to comment on this video or send me a message. I would be really happy to be connected with people here in Denver. And I wonder if I can share my screen. I guess not. I guess that would have to be a future video that I do. But anyway, so the Serenity Circle is a open mic night for suicide awareness and suicide prevention. And it will be on Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. And the reason why I chose this date was because somebody said to me, they were like, oh, you should have an event on March 4th because you're telling them, you're declaring to keep marching forth, So when I heard that, I loved it. I loved it. I was just like, you're right. March 4th is definitely a Serenity Circle day, no matter what day of the week it lands on. So, and it'll be going from 4 to 8 p.m. in Mountain Standard Time. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll have live streaming capabilities. I mean, if I do, then I'll update my event with like virtual links. But at this moment, I anticipate it's just going to be an in-person event in Denver, Colorado, somewhere within a 45-minute radius. Like, because like I don't know where the venue is going to be. I don't know what I can afford because this is a personal passion project. I'm paying for it out of pocket. There's no funders or sponsors unless I can get donations to cover it. But at this moment, it's like, I want to do this. This is my personal contribution to the world. It's what I care about. It's my purpose in life. Because I know that if I host this event And I've been told before that it has, so that's why I keep doing it. Even if it saves one life, that life matters more than anything. And it's worth however much it's gonna cost, and it's worth my time and energy, and it's just worth it because people are suffering. People are suffering. And it could be your best friend, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your child, it could be somebody you know really well, and on the surface, maybe they're hiding it like I did when I was in high school. Like maybe there are a lot of clues. Maybe they're super depressed. Maybe they stopped hanging out with you and you don't know why. You know what I mean? Like you just never know, and you're concerned, but you don't know what to say. You don't know how to approach them, and that's why I'm posting this, because we need to know. You need to know. If you care about the people in your life, right? Like, ugh, every single time I do this, it's emotional because I just keep learning about the statistics. And apparently here in Denver, I mean Colorado, because I'm doing some research, and I'm like, oh shit, like is this really true? I don't know, because people seem so nice, but I'm pulling up the research right now. Okay. Okay, I'm struggling. Where's I'm trying to find my research, but okay, maybe it's on my phone. Hold on. Okay. All right. So based on my research, okay. So, I don't have the year for this, but a recent report found that Coloradoans struggle with mental health more than people living in most other states. It is the 10th highest, wait, it's the state with the 10th highest rate of adults with suicidal thoughts. So, number 10 out of 50 with suicidal thoughts, it is pretty bad. And unfortunately, the report ranked youth mental health in Colorado at 11. So adults are having suicidal thoughts, and the youth are not doing well either. So, I mean, I'm not from here. I've only been here a month. Like, personally, I don't understand why, but obviously it's happening. So, the Centers for Disease Control reports that the suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 14. Oh my God, those are kids. Like, not even really teenagers yet. And then 20 to 34 year old. So that's, I was just there. So suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 14 and 20 to 34. Like, these are not good statistics. But thankfully, there are a lot of resources to find help and support. So there's the Colorado Crisis Center, there's the suicide hotline, obviously. I'm starting to research and like reach out to organizations, but at this moment, I'm not familiar with them. But I hope to, within the next month, really like find what resources are going to be the most impactful for suicide awareness, suicide prevention, because the reality is like the suicide hotline is there for you to call if you are suffering from anything. And I remember back in like 2017, one of the darkest weeks of my life, I called my friends, I called everybody, but this one day, I remember this day so vividly. It was the worst day in so long. I called the suicide hotline 6 times that one day. So just know you can call as many times as you want, as many times as you need. And that really was my cry for help. I was like, oh my God, like, Jenney, you called the suicide hotline 6 times today. Like, something is really wrong. Like, something is really, really wrong. Like, it's really, really, really wrong. So, um, they asked, they checked in on me, they offered resources, and it was just helpful to call because I just I needed to get it out. And like at that point, like there's only so much my friends and family could do for me because they're not equipped and they're not trained and they don't know what to say, they don't know what to do, and sometimes they even say things that make it worse. That's the problem. Depending on, and especially in the Asian community, mental health is super taboo. You don't want to talk about it, you don't want to admit it, you don't want to admit anything. My mom would rather die than admit that she had mental health issues, which was like the most frustrating thing in the world. So frustrating. So, the Serenity Circle in Denver, the open mic night for suicide awareness and prevention. It's so that we don't suffer alone or let our loved ones suffer. Suicide is preventable. And I always want to repeat that. Like, suicide is preventable. Suicide is preventable. Suicide is preventable. And it's Tuesday, March 4th from 4 to 8 p.m. in Denver. I'm still looking for a venue. So if you know a venue, please feel free to send it my way. And the Serenity Circle is open to all. Looking for speakers and performers. So if you're a performer or speaker, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have you get involved in it. I'm going to have segments of 4 to 8 minutes per person. So, but you do have to let me know in advance. And so, cutoff time for that is 1 week before the event. And yeah, since making this move to Denver, I have chosen to relaunch this Serenity Circle series. I'm grateful that I have the energy, the capability, the wherewithal to be doing it because, when I was in Boston, I was kind of depressed. It was kind of hard. So when you're depressed, it's really hard to have energy to do much. All I could do was work, and then watch Netflix, work and watch Netflix. It was just like, there was only so much energy I had, especially when you're not in a relationship anymore. Like when you're in one, you kind of have like a little like cocoon because then there's that like comfort and consistency. But once you lose that and you're alone, like, I know it's hard. So it's a casual, intimate event. It's open mic night, I mean, well, I guess I don't know if I should rename it because it's not technically like open mic, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe I have to rephrase that another time. But it's an open mic night for suicide awareness and suicide prevention. And it's a reminder that we all, that we need to all collectively keep marching forth together, hand in hand, in support, in camaraderie, in love, in solidarity for one another, because we're all humans. We all suffer. We all go through good times and bad times. And if you're going through a good time, support somebody who's going through a bad time. And if you're going through a bad time, say something, ask for help, tell people around you. Your loved ones care about you. They want to support you, and maybe they don't know how. So you need to tell them how. You need to speak up. You need to say something. You need to get it out there. If you can't say it, then write it, message it, text it, like tell somebody that you trust, somebody that you know, or a stranger, right? Because sometimes it's a lot easier to talk to strangers than it is to talk to the people close to you, because the people close to you, you feel a certain way. And I wish we didn't, that wasn't the case, but sometimes that is the case. So, I think that's all I want to say in this video, because I think I should just wrap it up. It's coming up to the hour mark, so that was a lot longer than I expected. But yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you so. Oh, hey. Okay. Oh my gosh. Now this. So yeah. In conclusion, like the vibe check for 2025, which is the song that's playing, is to really remove any negative energy, any toxic people, any naysayers, fake people who are just, honestly, this is the saddest part. Anybody who's not actually cheering you on. There are people who want you to not succeed. There are people who want to discourage you. There are people who maybe are jealous or insecure or something. They're distractions, and you want to remove those out of your life. You want to make sure you're moving forward and growing and contributing to the world, your energy, your enthusiasm, your light, your passions, the things you care about. Because when you do that, like, that's when you're going to radiate, and that's when people are going to notice you look happy, you look, you know what I mean? Like, you can't hide it sometimes. Like, when you're super happy and passionate about something, it's obvious and it's super clear. So for me, right, this song is my mantra for 2025. It's grow, glow, flow. That's the vibes. If you're growing and you're glowing and you're flowing, you're doing something right. Keep on that path. Like, keep following your heart's desire. Keep doing what matters to you. Keep doing what you care about. And that's why I'm doing the Serenity Circle, because for me, it's probably what I care most about in this world. I care about my loved ones. I care about people. I care about those who are suffering. As I've been there, and I know, as a suicide survivor, like, when you are in a dark place and you feel like you've hit rock bottom and you don't know where to go and you don't know who to talk to, and even when you try to ask for help and you're not getting help, it is one of the most discouraging feelings in the world. And it's important to know that there's help out there. There are resources out there. There are people who care. The suicide hotline trains people. They're equipped. I think from what I've heard, and maybe I'll have to interview somebody, that's something I want to do. What I've heard is that in order to become like a one of those people on the suicide talk line, I think they have to do like a year of training. You know what I mean? Like, there's training they have to do. There's shadowing and exercises and practicing and scripts, and you know what I mean? Like, there's the right thing. I mean, there's never like a right or wrong way per se, but there's a better way to approach things, and there's a less effective way to approach things. So we want to be more effective, more impactful, more helpful, because every single conversation has the opportunity, has the possibility. I say this every single time. One conversation can literally save a life. Somebody could literally be thinking about jumping off a bridge, and you have a conversation with them, and then they change their mind and they're like, maybe there's the will to live. That person could be a parent. They could be a child. They could be somebody's boyfriend, partner, spouse. I just learned that, like, less than a month ago, a mother died of alcoholism. And while that's not necessarily suicide, it is a choice. It in a way, it is suicide, because when you choose to keep drinking and you don't even realize you have a real problem, and then the father was hospitalized, and they have 3 kids. Here are 3 kids who almost lost both their parents in the span of 2 weeks. Like, what is it like to be in that environment? What is it like to be growing up without your parents, without both your parents, and then to be put in the foster care system and hopefully find good families, or hopefully get adopted? Like, you just don't know. So the reason why I have these Serenity Circles is because conversations aren't being had. People with mental health issues are not getting it addressed. They're not going to therapy. They're not talking it out. They're not figuring it out. They're not finding solutions. They're not going to peer groups. Like, there are resources available, and there are places and people you can talk to. And I'm really hoping that if you're seeing this, and right now you're suicidal, right now you're depressed, right now you're struggling, please, please, please call the suicide hotline. Find help, talk to somebody. Let me pull up their number. I know I should know it, but you can call 988. You can call 988, and that's going to go to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's available 24 hours. They speak English and they speak Spanish. You can speak with somebody right now, today. Help is available. Help is available. Suicide is preventable, and people care. You can talk to somebody you can trust. And if you're struggling, it really is okay to share your feelings. Don't bottle it inside. Don't don't struggle on your own. There are people out there who care about you. There are people out there who want to help you. There are people out there who want to be available. And um, if you feel so called, I'm gonna figure out how to link the Serenity Circle. It's an Eventbrite page. You can get tickets to the event, and then you can also sign up to be a speaker or a performer, whatever your interest is. And um, it is local to Denver, Colorado, so I apologize if you're not local to here. Hopefully, I'll come to a city near you at some point, and um, I just hope you're doing well. I hope that you are not struggling. I hope that you are thriving. I hope that you're happy. I hope that you're just feeling good in your body. I hope that you feel safe. I hope that you feel like you are loved by your friends and family. So thank you so much for tuning in. Um, Thank you for those of you who came on the live. I appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. And until next time, bye. Okay, how do I do this?